and welcome to Live at 5. It's Live at 5, and it's brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, FWHlegal.com. And now, your host for Live at 5, Stephen A. Turner.
What's up and welcome to Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtree, dedicated to you, committed to justice. That's FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner here in the Floor Concept Studios, joined by Coach Vic Evans.
I think you could hang meat in the Floor Concept Studio. I went outside, got me a pullover on.
I'm over here like cuddled up,
I swear you could hang meat here in the Floor Concept Studios.
Man. I know the temperature is 90 today, and I know we're going out in September with some summer-like weather, but it is. It's nice and chilly in here in the Floor Concept Studios today. Download that Owensboro radio app. You can listen anywhere in the world. Follow along 102.7 The Game out there on social media, and you can text us to the show 270-903-0389. Streaming on X and Facebook Live and YouTube as well, courtesy of Legendary Pool and Spa. Be sure and leave us a good comment or like and subscribe.
Yeah, like, subscribe.
Also on iTunes and Spotify and all that's jazz as well. But it's the fastest hour in football with a dash of baseball and a little sprinkle of golf. How about that?
Perfect. Because I got a lot to say about a lot of things.
Yeah, okay. Or a lot to say about a lot of things. The good news is you have about 40 minutes of talk time today to get it in, maybe 45 minutes of talk time or so today, right? Maybe
actually
a little more,
48
minutes of talk time.
It's about 52.
Okay. Well, we're wasting it right now, right? Man, today was that day. This morning we get word that the RPI is going to be released, and they didn't waste much time putting that out there this morning. So we'll talk about that as well as the high school results on the front half of the show. Back half will be college and pro, and we'll talk a little baseball and golf in there as well. But I wanted to start with the two teams that we cover in Kentucky anyway that we think are geared up to make playoff runs, because those will affect, the RPI obviously will have a big, effect on where they are in the playoffs. We'll start with Owensboro and Apollo on Friday night and rewind back to the Devils going over to Eagle Stadium, a 42-14 final, and there's a big game from Evan Hampton, 189 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. You had DeMarcus Jr. out there slinging around 14 of 17, so the efficiency continues there, 196 yards, 3 touchdowns. He had Dillard, Fountain, and Ashley on receiving scores. In that Owensboro defense, 2 picks there in the game. Ashley and Kendall came away with interceptions. For Apollo, they were led by Max Johnson, 208 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, 64 yards rushing. And you had Bratcher. As a team, it was only 64 yards rushing. And then Bratcher got into the end zone for the Eagles. And the city-county championship goes back to Frederica Street with the Owensboro Red Devils.
Listen, I'm not sure. I have to really go and look at some numbers, but I'm not sure we've seen a quarterback play as efficiently as DeMarc Jr. is right now. I mean, if you look at him in like the last 3 games, he's at about 88% for just under 200 yards and like 10 touchdowns and 1 pick. Like, the efficiency he is playing with right now is unreal.
Agreed. No, the completion percentage is incredible. He threw his first interception. I think it's something like 10 touchdowns, 11 touchdowns to only 1 interception on the season, and that's winning football. I mean, no mistake, putting this team in position. Now, you could identify that early, even when the team was struggling a little bit out of the gate. It wasn't on him. I mean, there was a lot of other things that were, extenuating factors. But this team is really hitting on all cylinders right now. When you talk about the Red Devils, and we've been looking at around 5A for the last couple weeks, thinking, the door is wide open in this class, and it comes out today. RPI and Owensboro, number 5 overall, but number 2 in the West. Mm-hmm. And the team that is ahead of them in the West is number 1 overall in RPI, Madisonville, who they're about a month away from facing in district competition. So that game, you got district implications, you have RPI implications, playoff seeding implications going into that big matchup, and it's something we'll probably be hyping here for about a month or so.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, it's, and you're looking at it, even like in the KSR poll, I mean, they're both in the top 20. And I look for both of them. I don't foresee not anything can happen, but you look at the remaining schedule until those 2 teams meet, and I fully expect Madisonville to be undefeated and Owensboro to be sitting there with their 2 losses and be in a game that's, should be really, really good and would define, like you said, not only the district champion, it keeps you from having to host probably Bowling Green in round 2 with the way the RPI is set up right now. Both those teams would be more apt to be, higher than Bowling Green. But it also sets you up in rounds, where they're sitting there, especially if Owensboro could get a win there, or if Madisonville does. You look at those other teams where you get, when you get into that third round, back at home, and then also in the semifinals where, there's a case to be made that if Owensboro wins out, they could very well be sitting at Rash Stadium until Kroger Field.
Yeah, I mean, if that game against Madisonville to me is the big one. So, and then Owensboro does have Henderson to close out their season, but if they handle their business, I think they'll be in pretty good shape to be at home throughout the playoffs. And you look at a path that would look something like the Warren Central Grayson County winner round 1, Greenwood round 2, and then probably a Fairdale Bullitt Central or something like that in round 3. So that sets you up pretty darn good. And then at the Chips Fall where there's a lot of football left to be played, to speculate about RPI this early would be reckless. We won't do that today.
No. Yeah, because if you weren't able to jump Madisonville, even if you beat them, and I know people say, what do you mean they beat them? That doesn't play into RPI. There's a lot of things that play into it. But, you could.
It doesn't, but it would factor into Madisonville having to play Bowling Green in the second round of the
yes.
playoffs.
Right.
So
but I'm saying you could
teams.
see somebody like an Atherton or somebody like that would be coming to Owensboro in that round 3, too.
I don't think so. I mean, unless Owensboro loses the game. Unless Owensboro was to lose the game, I think looking at it, Atherton right now is sitting, about 10th or so, somewhere in there. I think they would be safe from that, only because the other district would include Fairdale and Bullitt Central. That somebody's got to come out
right.
of there. And then if Madisonville was to beat Bowling Green, they were ahead of it, then I guess that could, even if Owensboro does beat Madisonville,
right.
and they have the higher seed, if Madisonville beats Bowling Green, then if the RPI still played out in their favor at that point, it's a lot of speculation.
It is, and you still got Pulaski, who's really good. We've talked about being at home the whole way. You still got Pulaski that's going to really good. Scott County, who has a really good schedule too, and those teams, and then of course Woodford, whoever would come out of there. So
right, and my thing is Owensboro's 5th, and Pulaski and Scott are ahead of them, as is South Laurel, all on the other side. So those teams are going to eat each other up a little bit in there. So as long as you're in the top 2 heading into the Final Four, then you're home. So
yes.
that to me, if Owensboro wins out, and I know this is pure speculation, the coaches don't want to hear it, even though behind the scenes they're doing the same thing we're doing. I do think that if they win out the rest of the way, I think they're looking pretty good. That's a class bump too when you look at Henderson
right.
in the final
and
week.
The one thing you got to look at, and we'll get to Catholic here in a minute, like you look at the top 6 or 7 in 5A, there's not a big difference in RPI where it doesn't take a huge jump. You get to 2A now, and Catholic has lapped the field in 2A.
Yeah, and for Apollo, this is a game, and we'll move on to Catholic in a second, but before we move on from this game, Apollo, I think, wanted to be more competitive in the game. It's just really, that's a tall battle. When you talk about your run defense has really struggled, and this you want to put your foot in the ground this week and go forward, but you're facing maybe the best running back in the state of Kentucky, so it's really difficult. I thought they did a decent job, limiting the big plays and kind of, death by 1,000 paper cuts, I guess. But at the end of the day, to me, the offense just isn't scoring enough. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I never expected this to be a defensive team. I expected Apollo to be winning games in the 40s to the 30s, and you put up 14 on Owensboro. Now, that's a really good Owensboro defense, obviously. But I thought early in the year when they let the game slip against Murray, the Heritage Hills game, it is what it is, throw that game out. The Catholic game, it had moments where it flashed, but it's still, you're still not scoring the points that I thought that they would score overall. I mean, to win these type of games. That being said, if anybody else in our area played the schedule that the Apollo Eagles played, they're sitting in the exact same place.
More than likely.
Outside of Catholic or Owensboro. Those are the only 2 teams that would be faring any better against this particular schedule. So everything's still in front of them. I think they still got to go handle business. You got to beat Graves.
This week's the biggest game.
Marshall.
The one that you don't want, you let Graves come in here and win on your home floor and on your home field, and then you're looking at, playing Bowling Green in round 1. You beat Graves, and then you got Marshall later on that you can beat, and that gets you the 3 seed. And if you look at that matchup down there, I'm not so sure that the 3 seed, if it's Apollo, in the favorite in the first round of the playoffs, even though they have to go on the road.
Yeah, no, and I know it doesn't look good on paper, but you still have to play the games. I mean, they still do have a matchup against Madisonville. Now, granted, it's a heavy rush team against a team that hasn't stopped the run. So,
I mean, Hightower may run for 500.
and it's down there. So it's just a lot of factors factoring in against Apollo in that matchup. But definitely a playoff win is certainly still on the table for the Eagles. And even though it doesn't look like in the win-loss department, still a team that's been very competitive through the year.
And I'll say this. Now, I know Gray's, against the run is pretty good, but Gray's gives you a blueprint to go down to Madisonville.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, a home playoff game is not out of the question. Now, you got to go beat Madisonville at Madisonville, but a home playoff game is not completely out of the question.
Yeah, and this is one where if I'm Apollo, it's all Graves. Like it is what it is. It's all Graves. Every bit of our attention is at Graves
100%.
County coming in this week.
It's a must win this week.
Because it's a game you're supposed to win.
Yep. And it's a must win. If you want to win in the playoffs, it's a must win.
I agree. Yeah, maybe take a playoff win off the table if you find a way to lose this week. It's one that you need to win against Graves. Moving over to Catholic, in the game we call wasn't super thrilling, 61-7 Catholic over Meade. It's a Meade team that's really down. And I felt that a little bit down for Rainey, who's, trying to give everything he's got out there. And it just is what it is, man. It hasn't gone Meade's way. Catholic dominated this game from the outset. I thought it was Jermel Carruthers' best performance so far as the tempo has really got him moving. It's got him scanning the field. He's spreading the ball around to a lot of different players. I love what they're doing with Xavier Maddox at the line of scrimmage. You let that athlete catch the ball at the line and let him go get the yak yards after he had 180 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns. And then Ebelhair got involved in the offense a little bit this week as well, 2 touchdowns.
I'm gonna take the credit away from the two Coach Morrises, Jason Morris and his brother. You called this offense out, and since then it was 117 points. So this is all on Stephen A. Turner right here. You can thank him at the coaches show on Wednesday, Coach Morris.
Yeah, no. I mean, I love if you listen back. Coaches shows can be really bland. I mean, really bland, because coaches don't like to give you a lot.
Coach Morris says whatever he's thinking.
100%, man. It is like it's refreshing, honestly. And 100%. I love the defense on offense thing that Coach Morris brought up on the show this past Wednesday. It really stuck to me. And the way you even commented on it to me off the air about how they said they had a game plan for Bowling Green offensively. They executed it the way they wanted to execute it. And then they stayed with
it. It kind of became the offense, which is not how they're built. Identity. No, it's not how they're built.
I think one thing the Catholic coaches do is, maybe not as better than anyone, I could say as good as anyone, is when things aren't working out, they're not being stubborn and saying, we're just going to force this square peg in a round hole. We're doing something wrong. What are we doing wrong? Where are we failing? And then they go remedy it, and I think you've seen that the last 2 weeks with this offense.
I was listening to the coaches show on Wednesday with you and Coach Morris, and I've talked about this a lot of times, that really good coaches and great coaches, the one thing they're not afraid to do is go into those deep, dark places and be very introspective and go deep in those dark places and find where they're not doing the job. Because and Coach Morris talked about that. He had to look himself in the mirror and go down and say, okay, what do we need to do? And have those tough conversations with your coaching staff that this is on us. We're not getting the job done. And that's one thing that Coach Morris, for as long as I've known him, really good about doing that. What can I do better? What do I need to change? And as you said, not force this. What do I need to change? And you saw him play with, I think, much better pace the last couple of weeks. And that's the way that this team, is at its best. Now, can you see? Now, they showed against Bowling Green that against Bowling Green, you could pound the rock and limit number of possessions. Does that mean later on, if you meet a Beechwood or an LCA, or a Belfry, who maybe you don't match up well with, that you can go for that one game and play? Yeah, 100%. They've already shown they can be really good teams doing that.
Oh, yeah.
And make no mistake about it, Bowling Green's still a really good team. I mean, they're going to be right there in the 5A conversation. And so that's what I love about the coaching staff.
Yeah, Englehart as a kid, a freshman that scored. I mean, he literally took the ball on an exchange, RP, like from a quarterback to running back. He's there. He takes the handoff himself and takes it back 60-some yards for a score. A freshman who jumped off the page at me during special teams earlier in the game, and then as the game went on, he really started. That's the fun thing about doing is you start to see these younger guys, the sophomores and freshmen.
Growth.
Coming in and making impacts, and across the board, number 45, you masked man out there doing it.
Whoever you are.
Weren't on the Max Prevs, KHSAA, and the coaching staff was like, we've had some jersey changes. We're going to figure it out. But number 45 was incredible. You stepping into his spot on Friday night.
Can I just say this? If Nick Clemens doesn't know who you are with your number, nobody know who you are.
Right? I mean, so no, it was a good performance, and they got the clock running to keep them healthy. I know they're super banged up, but you want to see the RPI for the Aces because you want to know where you stack up, and right now you're number 1 overall in there, and number 1 overall by a lot.
Yeah, and I don't.
If they went out,
I don't see any path that anybody can jump to.
No, if they went out, they're locked in at number 1, which would probably set up, a Fort Campbell Trig they play this week. So whoever wins that's probably going to be your 4 seed over there, and that would be your opener, and then probably a Crittenden a Caldwell, Crittenden, something like that in the second round, and then it really just depends,
Probably Monroe County.
If Somerset beats Danville, because that's going to be the key, because somehow or another, Somerset came over to our side this year.
Are they?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Okay. So, we get Belfry over in the east, but then we're going to dump Somerset in the west. It's like, none of this stuff makes a ton of sense. But Danville, the resurgent Danville, by the way, that's a power sleeping giant program. It's been down for a little while.
They're like 5-1.
Second 5-1. So,
are they still? They're on the other side.
Yeah, no, but that could throw a wrench in the Final Four.
Yeah,
because if Danville was be in the mix at that point, as high as they are in RPI, then all of a sudden it could maybe make Catholic play a really tough semifinal matchup. So we'll see. I mean, it's very early. It's something to monitor throughout the season. But the Aces are sitting pretty at number 1. The number one thing you can take from it is from Owensboro and Catholic, you have a pretty good chance to control your own destiny of where you're going to play your playoff
You
game.
do, and here's the thing.
And at Rash and at Steele, I think that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, and as we were talking, let's just say that, Beechwood out there is the one that, if you look at the rankings, I think we're ranked number 1. And I know there's scenarios where you can get them in the semifinals.
What's the KSR poll? Where's Catholic's like 4th in 2A?
I think they're 5th.
Mayfield's 5th.
Okay.
And Belfry is 3. I mean, the bias of that poll comes out every week when you got the golden triangle voters.
Right. Well,
there's like 5 of them in there.
There's I was going to say there's like 12 voters, and there's only like 2.
No disrespect to Belfry, but
right. I mean, let's just be honest. I'll be honest with you. Okay, I'm not gonna name names, but I'll let you know. Like, I think there's 10 voters in that poll, and so I think there are 2 in that voters in that poll that doesn't have Catholic in their top 25.
I mean. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, I will say, looking at it,
Catholic won by 60 points the other night. They dropped 4 spots.
Belfry beat Pikeville 41-3. I mean, how good is Belfry? That's the question. I guess that'd be the question that I would ask. I mean, looking at Pikeville, they've lost to Christian Academy of Louisville, Johnson Central, and Belfry. So those are pretty good. So it's hard to really kind of gauge how good Belfry may be, but it could be an opponent that the Aces will see at some point.
Here's the thing. I will say Belfry's good. Now, they're very one-dimensional. They run for like 475 yards a game. They throw less forward passes, I think, than McLean does. But this was a team that was a semifinalist in 3A football last year and returned 18 starters. So, I mean, they are going to be a good football team.
Got a nice 2-headed monster rushing attack right at 500 yards each, and, about 278 a game. They do throw it for 100 yards a game, though.
Okay, then that's recently.
Sling it around just a little bit, but 7 touchdowns to 2 interceptions. But it's just something. That's a team that I'm not familiar with because they've never really been in our classification since I've been covering.
No, they have not. It's all the way back to like 87 whenever Owensboro beat them.
Tradition-rich program, though. So to be clear, I kind of poo-pooed Gibson Southern here, for almost a whole week. And, you saw how that worked out. So we'll talk about –
it's a really good football team. I mean, you were poo-pooing a team that was number 2 in 4A.
I just thought the Heritage Hills would handle them. That's it. That's all. I mean, a lot of respect for Gibson Southern. We'll talk about that in just a second. We got to pause it for Karen Gross, realtor with RE/MAX Professional Realty Group. Your dream is her mission. You can give her a call at 270-315-9810 or find her at KarenGross.com. It's live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
The attorneys at Foreman, Watson, Holtree have handled hundreds.
It's a huge win for Edmonson County, and they've been competitive in a lot of their games this year. But like I said, this kind of gets in where they're going to look to maybe make the playoffs, put Butler on the outside looking in, and Butler's going to have to pull a couple upsets.
Well, we'll try this one more time here, and we'll come back, talk a little Gibson Southern Heritage Hills here live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
The attorneys at Foreman, Watson, Holtree have handled hundreds of commercial trucking cases. We know how a serious injury from a truck wreck can change your life forever. If you've been injured, the attorney you choose to represent you is critical. Put our reputation and resources to work for you. Let us fight your battles and wage your rewards. Find out why FWH Legal is an award-winning personal injury law firm. Foreman, Watson to you, committed to justice.com.
This fall on the road at Vast Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, power meets unbeatable savings.
Don't wait. Right now, get 3.9% financing for 72 months and 15% off MSRP on select new Ram models.
Strength, speed, or family power, we've got your ride this season of adventure.
The Drive into Fall sales event only at Vast Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram.
Your deal, your ride, don't miss it. Enjoy the ride.
And the realest reaction only on 102.7 The Game, your home for ESPN Radio. Unsportsmanlike delivers the passion every true sports fan craves. Brought to you by Floor Concepts, where design meets durability. That's Unsportsmanlike, weekday mornings 5 to 8, only on 102.7 The Game.
Sports Country is celebrating 10 years. In the last 10 years, we've seen the rise of social media, a pandemic, and in sports, we saw the rise of new rivalries, the creation of the transfer portal. For Sports Country, they saw a location change in Owensboro and the addition of a second location in Bowling Green. Sports Country says thank you for supporting them for 10 years as they celebrate all month long. Sports Country, 317 Park Plaza Drive, behind Shammy's Car Wash, Owensboro's #1 sports fan store. Search for them on Facebook for events and specials.
Looking for a financial partner you can trust? Look no further than Green River Area Federal Credit Union. Whether you're saving for the future, buying a new home, or need a loan, we've got you covered with competitive rates and personalized service. Join the community that cares about your financial well-being. Visit Green River Area Federal Credit Union at one of our 3 locations in Henderson, Greenville, or Owensboro and experience the difference today. Your money, your future, your credit union. Member NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
Back by popular demand, Legendary Pools and Spas by John Maurice is here. If John has built your pool or spa in the past and it needs service, repairs, or just a little attention, he's ready to take care of you. He'd love to hear from his former customers, and if you're new, now is the perfect time to see why his work is legendary. Call Legendary Pools and Spas by John Maurice at 270-316-1007. Reconnecting with customers, one pool at a time.
And now, more Live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studios. And two things before we get to Heritage Hills. Number one, the greatest crew in high school sports calling out there, the Three Stooges. They got my back because they went to work over the weekend and found out number 45, that masked man that was having great success, it's Trevor Johnson.
Trevor Johnson.
And the funny thing is, when we were talking about it, we have a group chat with us, the Three Stooges, and then Chris texted in too. Him and Nick literally texted in the exact same time that they did their homework and found out that
there you
Trevor
go.
Johnson.
Trevor Johnson. Nice game,
you tried
Trevor.
to act like I threw him under the bus last week, and I wanted to make sure I gave him plenty of praise for finding out that.
It's getting deep in here, Chris and Nick.
Also, Jason Deal texted in on the text line and wanted to know when we were getting Chris Canty. We've had Evan, we've had Michelle. Now we've got to get Canty.
We'll go. I'll reach out.
Oh, we got to get Canty on. We got to complete the triad.
Go right ahead.
And and Chris said I'm embarrassing enough for all of us. I certainly can buy into that. How about Vic? You weren't trying to start anything up there.
No. It was great.
Wasn't any controversy or anything, was it?
Not at all. It was
smooth as silk, right?
It was absolutely a great experience. That is a great place. It's a great Jack Jewel Field. It's a great stadium. They rock it. I love the way that Gibson Southern comes out. They come out, you usually run out the tunnel or whatever, and, you run and, or you're coming down the hill at Clemson. They come out in a line walking with two guys in front with sledgehammers with Hell's Bells playing.
Oh, that's
and
pretty solid.
They walk around the front the 50-yard line down the other end till they get to the far end. It's like a parade of walk. It was really cool. They had the band on the track. Everybody was as nice as can be. As nice as can be. Tremendous game. Both teams played well. Heritage Hills is going to kick themselves in the rear end about not taking advantage. The quarterback for Gibson Southern, like the first three passes, 2 were intercepted. And, Heritage Hills didn't convert any of those into points. They made a mistake where they had like 3rd and 4. And I think Goldsberry was moving a couple guys and changing the play. And I guess the center thought he heard something and snapped it. And so it took 3rd and 4 into 4th and 19, and they were able to fall on it. And then the big fumble right to start the end, you come back and you get a 3-point lead and you get the ball to start the second half, Heritage Hills does. And you're thinking, okay, because you scored right before half, a field goal. Hey, if we can go down and score, make it a 2-point, 2-possession game, it kind of changes things. And you fumble the football right on the 20. And then Gibson Southern ran off 14. And then then after that fumble, Gibson Southern runs off 14 points. Heritage Hills runs off 14 points. And then nobody could stop anybody. And Heritage Hills just ran out of time.
Yeah, one of those classic games, back and forth. Gibson Southern wins it 38-34. Good night for Goldsberry with 248, 3 touchdowns. He also had 61 rushing yards and a score as well.
The player of the game was by far an easy. It was Colin Shear for Gibson Southern. Plays middle linebacker, also played running back. He probably ran for like 85 yards. But what they did is they rushed 3 or 4. The others played D, and Shear spied Goldsberry. And I don't know if you've seen Goldsberry is fast. Shear took all the right angles and never let Goldsberry get loose.
Man,
and he played.
That's impressive.
And when he got to you, Colin Shear, absolutely, you were tackled. There was no juking. There was no anything.
Yeah, I mean, to be able to take the right angle on Goldsberry, it says a lot for the young man. And Gibson Southern moves on. It's a big-time win for them. Heritage Hill's back to the drawing board a little bit. They'll be fine, and let's reset and get things going. I don't know on the rest of the way they'll be tested.
As I said, you lost to the number 2 team in 4A right now, and they're going to be right there in the hunt for a 3A state title or 4A state title. You lost to the number 2 team in 3A.
Yeah, and no shame.
No
shame
at all.
In the road defeat there. This is one I saw going Heritage Hills' way all week, and I was wrong. Won't be the last time, that's for sure. It certainly wasn't the first.
Something you got to look at is, Coach Hart up there at Gibson Southern has been there 14 years. If you look at it, his average record over his time at Gibson Southern is literally 10-2 every year. So, I know we were sitting there thinking, he had a game plan. And it was well done.
No
and that's
doubt.
a well coached. Both those teams are so well coached.
Dave Clark's a member of the Coach Hart fan club.
Oh, I know.
He's been on that train for quite some time. But moving over to the Indiana scoreboard, North Posey took down South Spencer. South Spencer did get on the board, though, 49-28.
Whoa. This game was 28-all in the third quarter.
pretty good showing. I mean, South Spencer's found something.
They have.
And the good news is there's still plenty of football left, and you can apply that to the postseason there. Perry Central also found a little something. They put 32 on the board but fall short 34-32 to Clarksville. And then the one that shocked me a little bit, it just tells me that Tell City's probably not healthy at all to come see 24-0.
No, Case Bolt didn't play. Bishop Wilson didn't play. They're on like their fifth string running back, just having some really banged up injury. I think Case Bolt maybe, if that was a sectional tournament game, maybe could have went, but I think they're just trying to get people healthy.
I got you. And moving over to Kentucky, I'm getting completely lambasted on the text line.
For what?
Because the kid's name is Johnston.
So
I can't read.
You can't even get his name right.
I said I'll read anything you put anything in front of me, and I blew it. That's why he said I was embarrassing. I didn't even see it. I'm trying to run a radio show here, and I still can't. I just can't read simple. So my apologies out there. Trevor Johnston.
What's your name? Number
45.
What's your name? Number 45. That's all you need to know.
Don't change your jersey at this point. Don't change your jersey at this point. Now,
how in the hell did we win Best Talk Show? That's all I want to know.
It's a clown show around here, and absolutely,
how is that even possible?
every time we're rolling up to the press box for a game, they're like, "Well, you ready? Are you prepared?" Yeah. The number one thing I want to do is just get us on the air. After that, it's all meat and potatoes, right? But no, let's move it on, man. Kentucky, Barron County took down Grayson. Valley takes down Breck 46-8. Man, I had you fighting Tigers. That's another team that I just can't get figured out in the picks. And then Webster takes down Ohio County 22-20 there. But I wanted to move it out to our 97X Katie Gunterman game of the week. It was a great one as Davis County beat McLean 29-20. Big game from Ridge Roberts, 186 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns. Parker Higginbottom, 19 tackles for the Panthers. Hunter Corbin with 17 tackles. You look at McGrath, he picked up another interception. Should put him near the top of those interception leaders.
Well, tie with Peyton Gray now.
There you go. And then Jaleel Carter had an interception as well. On the other side, Walker had a little bit of a coming out party for McLean. He rushed for 163 yards and 2 touchdowns. Cougars still ran for 232 yards, so they fared pretty good against that Davis County front. To me, this is a win for both sides. And I know in McLean there's no such thing as moral victory. That's just not how Coach Wagner runs the program. But when you're playing up in a 6A opponent, Davis County did what they were supposed to do. They win the game. But McLean pushed them, ran the ball well, just couldn't quite get the stops there, and Roberts had a big night.
Yeah, and you're going to have to put, Coach Q Wallace right in there in the hunt for, Coach of the Year at 102.7 the game. I mean, this was a team that, I think if you'd have told, you look at their schedule and, with Meade, home playoff game for them is right there on the taking.
It is.
You got Central Hard and Meade the next 2 weeks.
I'd be disappointed if you're not hosting one.
That, if you can get you can get the 5 wins in a home playoff game with what people expected of Davis County this year, you'd have to put Q Wallace right there as a front one of the front runners for Coach of the Year.
And Riley's giving me heat on the text line, but I'm going to give him heat right back. I told everybody during the Catholic game, I know it was 34-2 or whatever it was.
You talked about how well they played up front.
Execution wise, the game plan was good, and it was just a matter of letting them settle in. I said later on in the year they're going to win some games. People didn't give them any, listen to ceiling and floor. This is one of them. And then coming up, Central Hardin, I don't think even in the ceiling year we had them beat Central Hardin.
No, Central Hardin.
And now they should beat them. So
they're the favorite going into that game, and
they'll be the favorite against Meade.
Yeah,
so it's looking like a 5-win season, and
we're talking about a team that couldn't line up and not have pre-snap penalties last year on any drive.
Yeah, no, it's a big step forward there for Davis County. Union defeats Hancock County 21-14. Eubanks had a nice game, 98 yards passing, threw a touchdown to Yanez. Helms had a rushing touchdown. They ran for 207 yards as a team, just couldn't slow down McPeak. The 214 rushing yards and a score. Union ran it for over 300 as a team. Hornets fall to 4-2, and now are heading to Owensboro Catholic this week.
Yeah, and their big game, and they're going to go in as heavy underdogs against Catholic. Their big game's the week following that. The Thursday night special out there. We're basically where a home playoff game is on the line.
Yeah, no, and I think talking to some folks around, their focus is on the Aces, and then they'll have to do a short week. That's the thing, that both teams will. But coming off an emotional game against Owensboro Catholic will be interesting. for the Hornets. Marshall County defeats Muhlenberg, and Mustangs came up just a little
hated
short.
that one because now they're going to have to pull an upset to be in the playoffs.
Yeah, Braden York field goal was the difference in that one. Marshalls were balanced in the game, and that's kind of what they've been through the year, and that was the difference. Henderson does handle Central Hardin 44-12. Belt, man, 212 passing yards, 3 touchdowns.
Get your QB back, things changed a little bit.
No doubt. Avant Baxter, 5 catches, 145 yards, 3 scores. You had the running back for over 100 and 2 rushing scores, and the defense forced 3 turnovers. And the Colonels all of a sudden sitting at 3-2.
Yeah, if you look at their district too, it's not outside the realm of possibility. You know, you got Christian County down there, you got Hoptown, you got McCracken. I mean, they're going to be right there in the hunt too to get a home playoff game.
Absolutely. No, and that'll round out. I mean, this is an interesting week of scores, you know, and they're still learning a little bit about these teams now as we get ready to district play. RPI has been released. The playoff picture's coming a little clearer. When we come back, we'll talk about a couple schools that have no shot at the playoffs. And we'll talk about some college football next. Live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
Remember what Halloween was like when you were a kid? Ghostly Productions has decorations, animatronic props, and even collectibles, capturing the vibes of vintage Halloween and making it a memorable shopping experience for both you and your kids.
Gail Niehaus, Realtor with Century 21 Prestige. $1 million service in any price range. Buying or selling a home? Find me at gailniehaus.com or call or text 270-316-7257.
Life insurance isn't for you, it's for them. I'm Mary Catherine Zerner with Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, here to help you protect your family's future. Call or text me for a free quote on auto, home, and life insurance at 270-313-9950.
Whether it's one item or 100, Pat Hayden Moving gets it there safely and stress-free. As a proud alumni of Owensboro Catholic, Pat Hayden Moving is honored to support the ACES on the field, in the classroom, and throughout the community. Big move, small move. We've got your back. One item or 100, we'll move it for you. Call Pat Hayden Moving today and support a business that supports Owensboro Catholic. Local, loyal, on the move.
Feel the power of the road beneath you. Rick's Tire and Service can make it possible. Offering comprehensive car care from front-end repair and brake work to air conditioning and diagnostic services. We're more than just tires. Elevate your ride with our range of aftermarket accessories. Get those wheels, tires, level up with lift kits, sleep bumpers, bed covers, and running boards. Even lights, you bet. At Rick's, we customize your vehicle to reflect your style. Rick's Tire and Service, the place where we turn your car from basic to fantastic.
Southwire in Hallsville has been family-owned since 1950 and strives to be generationally sustainable for years to come. They are one of the leading manufacturers of wire and cable used in the transmission and distribution of electricity. Southwire delivers power to millions of people around the world. Their mission to be a preferred provider of solutions to the electrical industry by providing innovative products and services with exceptional quality and delivering on our promises. They also are proud supporters of all Hancock County athletics. Go Hornets!
Local sports at its finest, live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, brought to you by Foreman Watson Holtry, FWHlegal.com. Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here in the Floor Concept Studios. Let me tell you, nobody's getting a bigger kick of our first 30-minute gaffes. The first half of the show gaffes more than Bradley Payne, who is one of the co-hosts of that Beyond the Bench show that you can hear coming up next.
Yeah, runner-ups. Runner-up Bradley Payne. That's all I got to say.
Second runner-up.
Second runner-up.
I heard Let's Talk Racing got more votes.
Yeah, there you go.
That's what I heard.
Listen, if you want train wrecks, just listen to Beyond the Bench.
Oh, they're beautiful train wrecks.
They are, but Briggins has lost. I think Briggins was upset. Because, you know,
Briggins was upset?
Hold on,
Never.
hold on. The last couple shows, like Brad had this whole shtick going where he was the face of the thing, and we were getting a lot of texts on the Green River text machine talking about when they went live stream, how it was great, and Brad, Payne's being the face. And I think Briggins has gone complete heel turn. He got tired of I guess everybody talking about Bradley Payne.
Yeah, he
has gone complete heel turn.
Well, I mean, it makes for a good rivalry.
It does.
Rivalry radio. You can't beat it. You can hear it right after us tonight, 6 o'clock right here. Let's move it over to the...
Real quick, before we go, don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
You got Pink Mike Night Thursday right here at 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. You got a silent auction with all the proceeds going to, all the nonprofits that will help work with cancer in the Western Kentucky area. You've got, things that we're auctioning off. And you saw some of them out here. where you got some great tickets, you've got some really cool prizes, you got Delicious of Cooker brought in.
Delicious brought in all of his little spices.
All the spices that he wants.
There's a bottle of Weller in there as well.
With that, I mean, he cooks with that too. And then you got a 10-year bottle of Pappy that will be silent auctions. You've got
caught my attention when
4
I came
tickets to old 60s New Year's Eve bash. I mean, come on.
It'll be a good night.
Come out here. You'll be able to text in on Thursday, but you've got to be here at 6 to pick it up and pay for it.
Yeah, no, it'll be a great event coming up here this Thursday night. We'll also have Heath Hicks coming up right on Thursday.
He's on Thursday at 5 o'clock.
The brand new head coach of the Apollo Eagles at the baseball side. So big fan of Coach Hicks and looking forward to having him on.
Former player of mine.
Yeah, that's right.
There you go.
That's exactly. We'll do a little reminiscing here on Live at 5. Let's go to the college scoreboard. We'll move through this, and we got a little NFL to close, maybe a little Ryder Cup, little baseball. We're going to go quickly on these, though. KWC hammered at Hillsdale. 44-0. Still can't find the offense.
Nope.
Carrico did get in the end zone for Hillsdale.
Well, that's 2 years in a row against Wesleyan. He's got in the end zone.
They just got to find it. The Panthers got to find it offensively, even if it's just small building blocks. Putting up a goose egg on the road at Hillsdale is a tough one. Louisville, though, on the other side of things, it comes back from 17 down. They were dead. They came back from the dead, and Miller Moss, 339 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Bell had 135 and a touchdown as well. The Cards are 4-0.
Yeah, they're 4-0, but they're still not playing well. I think they're a little overrated. I think Miller Moss is a little overrated. Now, Narduzzi does have Brahms' number, with the defense. I just don't think this Louisville team's really that good.
I thought that was a decent win at Pitt, especially falling behind 17-0 on the road and just having to jump up in competition, I think, was a big step for them. We'll see how it goes the rest of the way. But it was a nice rally.
Oh, we'll 100%.
They can build. And I can't pour cold water on the Cards completely.
No, but I think Miami
point.
And Georgia
It was a game. Honestly, it was a game I thought they were going to lose.
I picked them to get beat because Narduzzi has his number. But I just think, I thought they would be right there, with Clemson, who's been a disaster. You don't know what Florida State you're going to get. Georgia Tech, I think, is a really good football team, and of course Miami. I just we'll see. I mean, they're still going to hammer. They're still going to hammer Kentucky. That's all I know.
Well, I mean, a little ways before we get there. UK was absolutely hammered by South Carolina, 35-13. Looked a little bit too big for Cutter Boley, I think.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, listen.
And I don't want to throw the kid under the bus.
No, he should be a freshman.
The whole program's a disaster.
It's a complete disaster, and you're in this spot where
I've done everything I could to defend Stoops.
You can't. It's indefensible. Here's the stat. Can I give you a stat? How about this? That since he's been there as the offensive coordinator, which means the last 2 years, Kentucky has not scored 2 touchdowns in any SEC game.
Yeah, you're not competing.
No, it's ridiculous. I mean, the coaching's ridiculous. Kentucky's in a spot here where, and I know people say we can't afford to buy him out. You can't afford not to. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to sit there and wait till the buyout gets down to below $20 million? That's 2 years from now? Like, it's
the amount of money you're going to save in the ticket sale losses. You can just pile that up and throw it against Stoops.
I can promise you this. To me, if I'm a Kentucky fan, that I just
don't think
showing up.
I just don't think his heart's in it. I mean, to be honest with you, it's a half-hearted effort, and it just looks like a half-hearted effort.
What Kentucky fans have to do is they got to now talk with their bank account in their books. And that means we don't donate money. That means we don't go to games. Hey, I know this year those tickets are already been sold. The Hayes in the Barn. Turn around and make some money.
Well, if you bought late season tickets to Kentucky, you're just a glutton for punishment.
Well, I mean, just turn around and sell those things to Tennessee. Let Tennessee and Texas get here.
Try to sell those late season tickets on StubHub. You might get $15.
No. You don't think Texas fans will buy them or Tennessee fans?
Maybe.
No.
Yeah,
so when it comes down for Texas and Tennessee to come to Kroger Field, let Kroger Field be burnt orange. Talk with your bank account. Don't buy season tickets next year, and you make it hurt so much that Kentucky loses more money doing nothing than they do paying out Stoops. This is the dumbest thing ever. I mean, think about
what's Joker Phillips. It's getting to that level bad.
Stoops has returned. The thing I always say: leave it better than you found it.
I know.
No, Stoops is, and if you don't get rid of him this year, when you do finally get rid of him, it would be worse than when he found it.
No, it's definitely heading in that direction.
It's at that. No.
But, I mean,
we've reached the dead end.
People are like, well, if Stoops should resign. Well, I got news for you. I don't care how bad you are at your job. If you're making what Stoops is making, why would you ever go resign? Like, no, I'm not going to fire me, and I'm going to get paid the buck.
Well, no,
that's part of the contract.
Right, you work out a settlement with
I'm not
him.
blaming Stoops.
No. Here's the
He
thing.
didn't give himself the contract.
You owe him like $38 million.
The bottom line is, I think Stoops is a good football coach, but it's over. I mean, it's over. The door is closed. It's slammed shut. I thought that this would be a perfect time for him to show, kind of in Stoops fashion. He goes and wins a couple games he's not supposed to. It's unwatchable.
No,
that's the problem.
They had 91 yards after the first two drives of the game,
and that's the problem. Notre Dame destroys Arkansas, which. I'm on board with it. It was a game I had no idea I was going to go.
Listen, I don't know if Notre Dame will make the playoffs. I do know this. Notre Dame has found them a quarterback in the future. This kid's a redshirt freshman. CJ Carr's the real deal.
Yeah. A&M gets a win over Auburn 16.
Keep winning A&M because it helps Notre Dame.
Ole Miss takes down our guy Brian Kelly in classic Brian Kelly fashion.
Yeah, and I'm sure
it was a battle of mid. It was Lane Kiffin against Brian Kelly, two mid coaches that are way over their head in the SEC.
I mean, you would take them both at Kentucky, though, over Stoops.
Oh, yeah, because Kentucky's not real Kentucky's not a real football program in the SEC. They're just not. They never will be.
No,
Kentucky will never be a high-level SEC program. For 1 year, yes. Maybe they have like an up-and-coming year. It's not going to be anything sustainable. It's not happening. Not happening. Not anywhere in the near future.
So the 2 year
run, jump in a
hold
DeLorean and gun it 25 years from now, and they're still going to be average to below average football.
First of all, you got to change your thinking, and that the NIL changes all that. All right,
I don't believe
listen, when you're now falling so far behind Vanderbilt, are you telling me Vanderbilt had a great year last year, beat Alabama? They're 5-0 this year. Are you telling me Vanderbilt has some advantages that Kentucky doesn't have?
It depends on what you're classifying as great.
No, but I think this is a team. I think with the right coaching and in the right recruiting base, we've never had a quarterback. All right, Stoops got lucky in this aspect.
I see the shirt I'm wearing. One time I made a joke to you about, would you believe something that's never happened? Why do you believe it now? It's never happened. Kentucky's never been really relevant in the SEC.
Hold on, they weren't when Pearl Bear Bryant was there?
Oh my God. Talk about sometime in a modern era. You know what I'm saying?
When Cousy was cheating, we were really good in the late 70s.
Fans, I have the same mental illness you do. You see the shirt I'm wearing today. It is what it is. We'll support till we die, and we'll be a fan of mid-football forever. That's what we're destined to be. Just leave it at that.
Kentucky get to a program where it can go 7 and 10 wins.
I saw you and Selena poo-pooed on the young man's thought of Kentucky moving to the ACC. I thought it was a brilliant idea.
No.
Absolute brilliant idea. I thought it was a brilliant
Kentucky
idea.
wouldn't compete in the ACC.
In football.
No, he would.
You could. You can't compete in the SEC.
That conference is going to be closing down shortly, Steve. I mean, they're all leaving.
That's exactly my point. Thank you for making my point.
And it wouldn't be.
And all the basketball schools that they're bigger rivals with teams in the ACC than they are in the SEC.
If we're going to do that, let's just go to the MAC.
I'm just throwing that out there. I thought y'all poo-pooed on it, and I thought, I didn't think it sounded like a terrible idea. It would never happen.
Hold on, you're going to turn down $50 million a year to go take 16?
That's what I'm saying. It would never happen. But if you want to be more competitive, that's
I'm not sure you'd be more, because you would not be SEC Kentucky in the ACC. You would be ACC
Kentucky. How about IU? Nobody thought they would be competitive, including me. They're 8th in the country. They beat Iowa. Big win over Iowa.
It doesn't matter. I think IU, all of them. I think Cignetti, the quarterback, all of IU should be examined, investigated by the NCAA for what they did in the end, which was one of the worst beats in gambling history.
It was pretty bad.
They need to be. Somebody won money on that at IU. That's all I know.
A lot. I mean, you watch these bad beats, and it's just. Why you stay away from it. Oregon and Penn State.
Franklin's going to Franklin.
Franklin. Oregon wins. Oregon's up to number 2.
And Aller is so overrated, it's ridiculous.
He is. I mean, waiting for him to break out and be that guy. Just hadn't happened. And in Bama, it wasn't just the lunch we ate that day. It was the actual feeling. Bama takes down Georgia.
I called it. I mean, I said that.
I can't say I called it. I'm like 1 in 15
I know, but I did call this one on Friday night. I did switch my Pitt Louisville pick, but on Friday Night Lights Out, I told Dave DeBoer is going to beat Kirby Smart.
I'm glad for him. I'm happy for him.
Listen,
everybody wants to throw dirt on him already. I'm happy for him.
He got him in the perfect spot. He got Georgia when they're looking ahead. It was the perfect trap game because he knows he's got Stoops in Kentucky coming this week. So Georgia was looking ahead. DeBoer got him in the perfect trap game.
We got to take a break.
Yep.
We got to go to the NFL. We got to go Ryder Cup. We got to go MLB playoffs. We got a lot to do in like 8 minutes. Live at 5, 102.7 The Game.
PSC Fiber is building the region's fastest fiber optic network to deliver essential internet to Perry, Spencer, and DuBois counties. With the customer service and tech support you expect from neighbors, access to high-speed, reliable internet has a positive impact on economic development and social well-being. The ways we communicate have changed a lot in over 70 years, and PSC Fiber is always leading the way. Call 800-511-4899 or visit us at pscfiber.net to see how PSC Fiber is here for you.
Back to school time means busy calendars, morning commutes, and
Mom, chew. I don't feel so good.
the back to school sniffles. Fortunately, Owensboro Health Urgent Care is here with 5 convenient locations across Kentucky. Use the On My Way app to shorten your wait time and get your family back on track quickly.
I'm ready for practice, Mom.
For life's ups and downs, choose Owensboro Health Urgent Care. Schedule a virtual visit at owensborohealth.org/urgent care.
Are you looking for a career where you can make a difference in your community? At River Valley Behavioral Health, we're looking for caring professionals dedicated to providing compassionate care. Whether you're looking for a career in mental health counseling, nursing, administration, or more, River Valley Behavioral Health offers a supportive work environment, great benefits, and opportunities to grow. Visit rvbh.com/careers to explore career opportunities today.
For over 35 years, Owensboro Garage Doors has been serving the tri-state area. We have exciting news. Our state-of-the-art showroom and design center is now open on Saturdays from 9 to noon. That's right. You can now visit us on Saturdays at 708 Breckenridge Street. Our team of experts are committed to providing exceptional designs and service. Owensboro Garage Door offers a wide variety of custom garage door options to ensure your garage door fits your unique needs and style. With the best service, parts, and prices, Owensboro Garage Doors will be your go-to for life.
Got a pizza craving? Come on down to Gino's Pizza in Livermore. Proudly owned by Matt and Carrie Huff. Enjoy mouthwatering pizzas made with the freshest ingredients. Come see us at 405 East 7th Street or give us a call, 270-278-5121. Gino's Pizza, your local pizza hotspot.
That's the sound of happy at DQ. Get white meat seasoned chicken strips with fried Texas toast and DQ's signature country gravy for just $7.49. For crunch time, it can only be the DQ chicken strip basket.
Canty Dairy Queen, with locations on Highway 231 in Owensboro and in Beaver Dam beside Ohio County High School. Canty Dairy Queen supports local high school sports broadcasts on ESPN Owensboro. Bring the whole team or the whole family to Canty Dairy Queen for your favorite treats and eats.
Local sports at its finest, live at 5 with Stephen A. Turner and Vic Evans on 102.7 The Game.
Live at 5, Stephen A. Turner, Vic Evans here taking you home on the fastest hour in football Monday. We got to sprinkle in a little golf and a little baseball. We'll start with golf really quick. Ryder Cup, I mean, U.S. just didn't get it done. I mean, they showed up in the final day, made it fun for a second, but for the most part, it was a whipping.
Here's what I'll remember for this year's Ryder Cup. It was a total embarrassment by the United States fans. It's absolutely treacherous and embarrassing how the fans reacted in New York. That was pitiful.
I agree with that.
Absolutely pitiful.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a good look. And at the end of the day, you know, they got the win, so they get the last lap. So that makes it even worse, a little bit even worse egg on your face there. But yeah, they handled business. It was a fun watch for about an hour or two yesterday. Unfortunately, we got whipped, and so that wasn't very fun. On the MLB playoff side, the good news is we're going to have the wild card round right here on 102.7 The Game, right?
Yeah, we got four games tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll have all 4 games. The game 3, and some of them will be picked up in progress because of the staggered start. So you'll have starts at 11:30 tomorrow with game 1. And then there'll be we'll have game 1 and game 2, then live at 5. Then we'll pick up the Yankees, Red Sox in progress after live at 5, and then also have the Reds and Dodgers.
And we'll give our picks for the series on tomorrow's show. So we've got to move on and talk a little NFL. We will talk a little MLB to open the show and then go into a little top 10 player of the weeks for tomorrow's live at 5. It was NFL scoreboard, the game of the week. The Chiefs throttled the Ravens.
Ravens are in trouble.
37-20. They're in trouble.
They're in trouble.
Something ain't right there.
No, there's not something right.
Is this the end of Harbaugh?
Well, I mean, if you don't make the playoffs, I think you have to. I mean, I know he's been there, 15 years. He's one of the deans of the NFL, but Ravens are in trouble. They don't even look at. I mean, I know there were games they lost that they played well. I didn't think they played very well at all yesterday.
No, they didn't. And
defensively, I mean, this was a team that always kind of. I know you had Stewart, but this was a team that
the defense is. You might need to make a change there. Just the low blitz rate, and you're kind of banged up with that front. If you're going to play that style, Matabuke and those guys, you think they'd be healthy, but they're not.
No, Matabuke's now out for the year.
So well, I mean, it's a huge. He's on the IR. So
no, they said he's out for the year.
That's a big loss, and so you're gonna have to find a way to ratchet up the pressure. If you can't pressure the quarterback in the NFL, it's over. I mean, it's really that simple. Chiefs look like they get back on track a little bit there. Let's move it over to some NFC games. The Eagles and the Buccaneers. Eagles dominate the first half. Kind of coasted home in the second, but the Bucs, they're a comeback team.
They are, and one bad throw by Baker. I mean, it changes that game late there. There was a terrible decision by Baker, and I mean, the Eagles are right there. I mean, they're
the head and shoulders favorite here in the NFC. I mean,
until somebody changes something. I mean, I would have thought Green Bay, but the Lions are going to be really good.
The Lions have come on strong. They look pretty good again. They're scoring a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the coordinator loss thing hadn't really affected them at all outside of week one. Last night, you had a tie between Dallas and Green Bay, and it just kept me up super late, so I lost a little bit of sleep. One thing I will say, man, is I poured a lot of dirt on this guy, and I don't care to admit when I'm wrong. And Dak Prescott, for me, is having the best season I've ever seen him have.
He's playing at MVP level.
Yes, he is. He's keeping them in games. I won't say single-handedly, because the run game and Williams is doing pretty well, but you have to be really excited as a Cowboys fan of what you're seeing out of Dak.
Two things. One, Dallas did that yesterday and even ran the ball really well with two offensive linemen out. You didn't have CeeDee Lamb.
You can do that, huh?
Two starting linemen out. Yes. And then not only that is Dallas's defense is so bad UK could score 28 against them.
Yeah, it is, but they battled last night. I thought, it was a game that Jerry obviously wanted to win really bad for the Parsons trade. And I thought the team kind of rallied around that.
And they should have won. In Green Bay, literally
the
did
clock
one of the
operator needs to be fired.
He does.
He absolutely.
Well, they would have reviewed it anyway.
Because Love is just so lackadaisical sometimes.
That whole why do you even run that?
And LaFleur's, man.
What was crazy here's what's crazy. If you get one penalty right there, it's a 10-second runoff. Like
they're good. They're good. Green Bay's good. I'm trying not to let my.
I thought maybe they were a Super Bowl contender. They're not. But that I just don't see it.
I don't think they are, man.
No.
We'll see. I mean, it's all up in the air. It's still very early. Yeah, the Steelers though, we get to 3-1, and
Aaron Rodgers is playing well.
Look, that division that was supposed to be so tough. Jake Browning, the Browns, extra, when I know we're going to see them this week, and you'll probably kill us. And then the Ravens. So, I mean, do you only have one playoff team on the AFC North at this point?
The Browns,
the Steelers.
Well, here's what's going to happen. You guys see the Browns this week?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so they're going to play the young quarterback probably because he wouldn't come out and say he was going to play Flacco. Gabriel's probably going to.
Is it Gabriel or Shador?
It's Gabriel.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's Gabriel.
Oh great.
And so Gabriel's probably going to have a monster game against you guys. But no, you're right. I mean
if he can do it against Flores' defense, more power to him.
Yeah, I mean here's that's what what the Bengals need to do is they need to hire Flores.
There you go.
You got Burrow. Go let Flores go out and get him an offensive coordinator, and there you go.
Yeah, and let Burrow just kind of pseudo run the offense.
Yeah, why not?
Might as well.
He
right?
took him to a Super Bowl whenever he did the first year.
Are the Chicago Bears back?
No.
Are we sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Scoring 30-something a game. I mean, Caleb's looking okay.
No,
the Ben Johnson effect. They're more competent.
No, they are 100% more competent, but they've also had, the schedule hadn't been great for them so far, and I just don't think they're not going to compete with the Lions and the Vikings and the
the Vikings got a long
and
way
the
to
Packers.
Go, it ain't about even compete. It ain't even about even winning games at this point for me. Just get McCarthy healthy, get him reps. I don't care what the record is at the end of the year. I don't care. I literally, with Carson Wentz under center, I don't even want to watch the games. I mean, I'm just being honest. Yesterday, I didn't miss it at all. I did not, and I won't. I'll miss it again this week. And until JJ's out there and actually have something to watch and pull for, I just don't care. And I know this. I'll never ever go to bat for this team. Like I'm never going to wave that banner again. They start winning. It is what it is. But I'm never getting in front of it again because every time I do, it's a complete disaster. And it's a complete disaster.
You were talking about teams in the playoffs. Like it looks like that. We talked about the AFC South will probably only get one. I mean, with the Jags and the Colts, they may get two.
Liam Cohen said keep his name out your mouth, Vic.
Well, the only
That's
good
what he
quarterback the only really good quarterback that Stoops ever had was the Liam Cohen guy. So
Hey,
there you go.
They're rolling 3-1 right now. Big win over the 49ers. Chargers are upset at the hands of Jackson Dart. He threw for 100 yards, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, the Giants should have started Jackson Dart from day one. He threw for 100 yards."
Well, he
They
did
win the
also
game.
lose neighbors in that game. I mean, they don't have a lot of pieces.
He played fine. I thought the defense finally showed up for them, and Herbert struggled a little bit there. The Texans send the Titans to 0-4. Callahan, his days are numbered. How many weeks he got left?
3.
I mean, the hot seat emojis, there can't be enough.
There's not enough. I mean, he's right there at the top of the hot seat list with maybe McDaniels if he doesn't win tonight. But Callahan's got to get fired.
The Colts would have won that game yesterday if not for that fumble going into the end zone.
Yeah, and then they also only
And
had
the
10
Rams.
guys. Then they also only have 10 guys on the play.
But the Colts might be the real deal.
They are the real deal.
Hanging in there, banging with the
Indiana Jones still playing well.
Tell you what, we'll talk a little MLB baseball, get you set for the playoffs to open the show tomorrow. Then it's Top 10 Tuesday. We'll see you then live at 5.
You've been listening to Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game. Special thanks to Foreman Watson Hultree for sponsoring the preceding broadcast. FWHlegal.com. Tune in next time for Live at 5 on 102.7 The Game.